Good morning, sir, and welcome to Baringo News, and thank you for having time to pass by. And maybe for the person who doesn't know you, will introduce yourself and the designation and the role you have in Baringo County.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Janet. My name is Henry Wafula. I'm the County Commissioner Baringo, serving the people of Baringo with dedication. I'm here today in Kabarnet sub-county, popularly known as the Ravine. What has brought me to this sub-county, which is one of my 7 sub-counties in Baringo County, is that we have had a lot of challenges in terms of recruiting administrative officers at the rank of the chiefs and assistant chiefs. As you are all aware, almost now 1.5 years, we have had some administrative areas that have not been manned, thereby rendering the people of those areas, Sabatia, Torongo, Saos, among others, not having government services closer to them, and thereby inconveniencing Kenyans in this sub-county of ours called Kabarnet. And why did I come here? I came to ensure that the process of recruitment, shortlisting, and all that appertains to the recruitment of those officers is done in a transparent way. The people of Baringo know how I work. I don't like shortcuts. I don't like issues corruption. I don't like issues that are not in tandem with His Excellency President Uhuru Kenyatta's directive on managing public affairs. By 8:30, I was already addressing the candidates who have turned up in time, and also to instruct the new Deputy County Commissioner, Mr. Omar Ali, that exercise should be carried out with the integrity that it deserves, so that the people of Kabarnet get people who can work for them. Thank you.
I must recommend your work in terms of security. We had issues to do with security before in Baringo County. What could be your strategy, the strategy that you're using to ensure that people in Baringo live peacefully? Thank you.
When I came here 2.5 years ago, it's true there were serious security challenges, especially in the upper part of Baringo. The 4 sub-counties of the upper part, you know where we are now is the lowest part of the Baringo County. We had issues with the Pokot community, which has 2 sub-counties, that is Tiati West and Tiati East, Tangulubei and Chemilingot, whereby most of those aggressors were coming from the Pokot community, who are our brothers in this county. We are all members of this county. And then most attacks were targeted to the people of Baringo South, that's Marigat, and Baringo North, especially the areas of Bartabwa and the areas of El Chamus and Arabal. When I came in, the first thing was to try and engage the leaders. I always believe the 27, 28 years I've worked for the office of the president, that our people have their own ways of solving problems. I have never believed that everything should be left to government. Yes, the government has a right to protect people and their properties and all that, among other duties. But I always believe that when you go to a community, the community has an answer. And that is the strategy I used. I brought in the MP, who is fairly youthful, the MP for Pokot now, the Tiati, is called Honorable William Kamket. I tried to bring in the governor, who was new in office. You remember our first governor was voted out by you people. I was not here. And then we started talking. I brought on board the senator, our Senator Gideon Moi. And I said, you know, this county, I've been briefed very well by His Excellency, is a county that has respect. You remember, this is a county that produced our 2nd head of state. God rest his soul in peace. We lost him in February. And then I felt that it was also a privilege to serve in where His Excellency President Moi worked for this country for 24 years. I am a product of him. So when I went to greet him, he also told me the same challenges. And I also put God first, because God has been on our side, so that I brought in all stakeholders, the church, the leaders. The other strategy is that I told my chiefs in Pokot that as a chief, you know every child in your location and sub-location. Henry Wafula is a son of Wafula. He's a bad boy. He is likely to be one of the cattle rustlers. I asked those chiefs in Pokot Nation that you are going to tell me who steals. If you don't tell me, you don't fit to be a chief of Silale, of Akuchatis, of Naudo. Those are the names of those areas. And I took it very so. I spent almost most of my time in Tiati. And on board was the MP, on board was my county security team, led by my county police commander, who is now currently our county police commander, Mr. Ndiwa, and my other team, the intelligence and all that. And we pulled together. And the chief saw that we were serious with it. And we started saying, if animals are stolen from Baratabwa and they go to Accurate, I will come to Accurate and round out all those animals and bring, so that you tell us where you, kwa nini umechukua ng'ombe ya mtu innocent from Baratabwa, from Arabal, from Kapindasi. That is how I've dealt with it. 2, I am trying to talk to the elites of the Pokot area. I have a group of young men, because you asked me about strategy. Yes. Young men in Pokot, we have very many young people, girls and boys, who have gone to colleges, who have gone to university. And how did I know them? I had an opportunity to employ them, to engage them in a national government exercise called Huduma Number. You remember it? I also engaged them because there was a level of education in census of August last year. Those are my social police in Pokot. They text me. I give them my number. I have never changed my number. They call me. They alert me. So we intercept the bad boys, because the ladies don't steal there. The bad boys of Pokot. And we have really tried to round them and also talk to them that it's no longer fashionable to steal people's animals, to kill women and children. It's no longer fashionable to steal animals, to kill because of a goat. You kill a mama like Janet just because of a goat or a cow. And this has worked. I have not achieved my percentage. I keep telling my bosses from my RC here, Mr. Natembea, my PS, Engineer Kibicho, my minister who I like very much, Dr. Matiang'i, and the president, that I have not achieved my target. And maybe that is why I'm still around. So I am still not satisfied that the people of Baringo enjoy the peace. 95% of Baringo people are very peaceful people. Very peaceful. They want to go about their business. They don't want fujo. They respect government. I think maybe because of Zemoy again, they respect the leaders, apart from a few leaders again who don't respect themselves. Thank you.
Now, you seem to have a good way of getting into people and talking to them.
Yes.
Let's talk about the challenge that is currently with the world, the pandemic, Corona,
Yes.
COVID-19.
Yes.
And currently, the floodings that have also affected some parts of Baringo, and the encroachment that happened.
Yes.
And how you're mitigating it by ensuring that the people that have been displaced also get to be protected.
Thank you. First of all, on COVID, up to last month, August, we were priding ourselves as a county, as a Baringo county, that we were the only, among the 47, we were the only 3 counties, that's Baringo, West Pokot, and I think Samburu. We were happy that the pandemic, and we thank God for that. But around early last month, that's August, we got some cases in our sub-county called Marigat, that's in Baringo South. We did what we call contact tracing through our security agencies. As of now, we are at 37, officially. 39. So, how have we done it? As you are all aware, I'm the co-chair of COVID-19 in Baringo, as directed by His Excellency President Uhuru Kenyatta, that I co-chair this with our governor, Mheshimiwa Kiptis, whom you know, he comes from this sub-county. And we have done well. Small noises here and there, but we have managed this as leaders. We have met the governor sometimes. He's busy by nature of his office, but I work very well with his officers, the county epidemiologist, Dr. Rono, our CEC Health, Mama Mary Panga, very happy, she also comes from Tiati, and many other, Dr. Toromo, all this. We agreed with the governor that even if he's not there, I take charge. And since we work harmoniously, we are not in competition with him, because I'm a trained officer and I understand my role, we have done it well. Our people, like any other place of Kenya, listen to government. The 2.5 years I've been here, they listen to us, they listen to me, they listen to the governor, the leaders, they listen to them. And what we have agreed is that as the president has directed, we just take personal responsibility. I don't agree in harassing Kenyans, especially in Baringo. That has never been my style of management and leadership. You know, when Corona started, one of our police officers was recognized. The way we were handling people, you know, it was a new phenomenon, new normal. We were not caning Kenyans in the Kabarnet, in Ravine. We talked to them. We told them this thing is with us. And remember one of my officers called Bajila was even awarded at the national level. How? The way we approached through our leadership. The other thing is I'm talking to so many people. Like my seat of power is at Kabarnet, where is our city, just as big as Ravine. We are telling them through my systems and the county government that now we take personal responsibility. Issues of wearing mask, washing our hands, the basics, social distancing. You can see the church, the interfaith, I met them. There's no church or mosque that has broken rules. We are not into the business of arresting people. We are telling people, we arrest you, it is your life. We'll take you there, charge you with the COVID-19 regulations and in the court, and then what is it? So we are trying to tell people in brief, Janet, that they should take personal responsibility. Watu waji, ni ugonjwa uko nasi. Tufuate tu vile Mheshimiwa Rais amesema, ametueleza ya kwamba wear the masks, take personal responsibility, take care of yourself. We have a multi-agency team handling transport. That brings me to there. We are telling them, yes, you see this is a matatu. You see a supposed social. Don't get into it. Wait for the next matatu. So that we Kenyans just live with it. It is something that is in the world. It is with us. So as a leader, I am telling people that please just follow the regulations as per the Minister of Health. On floods. Yes, this year we got to waters that I have not seen since I came. I have been told by elders, I talked to them a lot, that this was, I think, seen 100 years ago. Nobody of them was alive. Maybe Mzee Moi would again passed on. It is a phenomenon that needs proper scientific geological, because Lake Bogoria has burst, Lake Baringo has burst. We have another one called Lake 94. Now it's Naingiana, it burst. We have a serious business. A soy club, it's submerged. Lake Baringo High School submerged. Water is coming through Lake Bogoria to Lake Bogoria girls. Ngambo girls gone. Salabani secondary. And we have had ministers, leaders of government. We have had CS Sicily. We have had Eugene so many times because he handles disasters. On Wednesday, I was hosting CS Professor Margaret Kobia. All these government senior officers. Our senator has overflown. They are concerned. The governor, myself, we are all there. We have told people to move away. We have about 1,100 families that are displaced. The county government and the national government, we are trying to support in our own way, because these are our people. About the 7 schools, yes, PS Belio Kipsang, professor, was with me on Thursday. Took him the whole day from 8 in the morning up to 6 in the evening for him to personally assess as the accounting officer, Minister of Education, and see if government will open schools. We don't want our children. Wako rudderless. Wasijua wataenda wapi. I don't want to be caught as your county commissioner flat-footed. As we are talking, as I was waking up here, my county director of education woke up in Marigat. They're holding up with the DCC there, Mr. Nunda, and all the stakeholders, and working on reallocating those girls and boys to the neighboring schools that were not affected. I think that's it.
Thank you. And finally, maybe to ask you, you said that the kids were rudderless for now.
Yes.
And that brings me to the issue of defilement,
yes.
FGM, sodomy, and also the issue with teenage pregnancy. How do you that?
Yeah, the FGM, actually, that's what brought Waziri. I want to report to you without blowing my own trumpet. Ya kwamba, we are doing very well. In Baringo, I'm at 27.2. So nikisukuma itarudi zero, sindio? Remember, His Excellency the President committed to himself that by the year 2022, he wants to see zero FGM cases in Kenya. And I'm his representative, and I take it very seriously. Professor Margaret Kobia came to appreciate our efforts. Right now, I'm really on the case of my chiefs, not even the DO or the DC, my chiefs and assistant chiefs. And I'm now in the business of really recruiting lady chiefs, especially in those areas. We want to change the narrative. Because when you have lady leaders also, without much ado, you can see their performance. The lady chiefs will not allow the young girls to go through early marriages. I'm sure if she was married early, she wouldn't be a chief. I don't think she's going to allow FGM. And I can tell you, you can come for records, and I'll show you what I've done during my tour of duty to address. And now, as we're talking, Mrs. Rotich is assisting in Salawa in putting up her own way of rescue. It's called a rescue home. As we are talking, I have about 9 girls who are doing very well in Tangulu Bay, who I rescued through my system. I feed them. through my national kitty, national relief food. I'm also taking legal action. If an assistant chief area find any forget about the chief. The assistant chief was a sublocation. If I find any of those cases of FGM, defilement and early pregnancies, you tell me why. And also, lastly, I'm also urging parents to take personal responsibility. You know, also you can't task the government on everything. You have your daughter, you know you are here on duty. You need to know where is she now. You sent her to go buy milk. How come she's coming after 2 hours for a reason? You need to know as a parent, so that you don't all this throw it to government. Government cannot be everywhere. That's like I tell people, police cannot be everywhere. So we need to take also personal responsibility. As a parent, I'm also a parent. You give birth to them. So it's also not everything should be thrown back to the government. Lastly, I want to report that we have tried. The few cases we have had of defilement, about 2 in Baringo North, Uko Kabarnet, we are prosecuted, and unfortunately it was a teacher, a BOM teacher. And you can see and me together with the DPP, Mr. Bwaju, our magistrate, good luck again, they are ladies. They have to be tough on defilers. Ndio iwe somo kwa wengine. I also want to urge Baringo leaders to respect each other. That's everything I'm talking everywhere I have a forum. Don't abuse leaders. It is not good. Leaders are chosen by God. We are in this position, we are only 47 in Kenya. It's good. It's not that I'm very important. When you abuse other leaders, how about you and you are a leader? So what I tell people in Baringo, for what reason? If there are issues, leaders used to call each other and say, County Commissioner, here you have gone wrong, here you have done well. That is leadership. And that's why sometimes Baringo is looked at in a funny way. And this is not just any other county, like I said when I started my interview. This is a county that produced the second president of the Republic of Kenya for 24 years, 2 decades and a half. So it's a county that is on the radar, that should show leadership. And that is why sometimes I feel very bad when I see elected even leaders abusing each other. Some don't answer. Abusing government officials who came to serve. So you find when you do that, how will you go to the people and even bring peace? You are abused. So how do you sit together and come together and sort the problem of Baringo people? Lastly, you should remember that Baringo also is an hustle area. Young people want jobs. Right now I have engaged young people. That brings me to Kazi Mtaani, which I've checked a bit. I've engaged 2,886 young men and women who are getting something, and want to thank His Excellency President Uhuru Kenyatta. In Koibatek here, you have the highest number, followed by Baringo Central, and then Marigat, and then Mogotio. We only targeted 4. Tiati is not there in Baringo North. Why? Because of informal settlement. So those are things that we are now assisting the youth so that they don't get into drugs. They have something to buy a shirt, to buy mom. We have single mothers. Some deadbeat husband, the boys gave birth with a 22-year-old girl. She has maybe a child or 2. This thing is assisting her. She can buy her kid slippers, her mother, maybe the grandmother. Some are orphans. Those are some of the things we're looking at. And these are the things the government is doing. The youth fund is there, and we move on. Thank you. I think with that I've answered you.
Thank you so much.
Be blessed.